Hi, I'm Pam Howell, and we just finished up session 4. It was spectacular. I think everybody would agree that we really appreciated Helena and Jay sharing their journey, and then to lead us in worship and prayer was a true gift. It was also great for me to put a face and a voice behind the words of the books that I have read. I appreciated what Donald had to say, and like you, wanted a little bit more time with him. So we invited him down to the video suite to answer just a few of the questions that were on the website. First, we asked him to expound a little bit more on balancing truth and meaning in our lives. Then, we asked him to talk directly to those of us who've been brought up in a left brain era and are questioning right brain theology. Let's hear what he has to say.
I think in terms of balancing sort of truth and meaning, there's a very common sense answer to it. I wish there were a formula, but there's not. It's the same question of how do you balance truth and meaning when you're talking about relationships, and we don't have a problem with that. We tend to go, well, here are the principles of a good marriage. You need to have a good, financial life. And you need to do these things, and then in the meaningful side, you need to go on dates and you need to keep the romance alive. And nobody really questions how do you balance those two things. So the very question comes out of a dominant left brain mind who hasn't had, not this particular person, but our culture doesn't think of this in terms of meaning at all. We think of it in terms of logical truth. The second question is in line with that, and it's simply this: for a left brain world, the Bible is extremely difficult because it is a right brain book, and in Christianity, in America and Western culture, we see it as this left brain thing. How that came out of this right brain book is unbelievable. This is a piece of art. That book is a piece of art. Like I said, in the talk, there's not a bullet point in the whole thing. And so if you have issues as a left brain person with right brain theology, you have issues with the Bible, and you gotta go back and you gotta start there. Don't attack me, attack the Bible, because it is a right brain creative book, and the reason is because it's talking to the whole mind. It's talking to the right brain, the left brain, and the amygdala. So it's talking to a whole person. Our church has a motto: the whole gospel to the whole person in the whole world. And that's what we're trying to do. Take the whole gospel, a relational message, not just bullet points, to a whole person, communicating to both the right and left brain and their amygdala in the whole world, cross-culturally, meeting people in their own culture. So that's kind of how we're trying to apply these ideas. The problem is they're complicated, they're sloppy. And the problem with the Bible is it's complicated and it's sloppy. The problem with relationships is it's complicated and sloppy. Usually when things are clean, they've been made up. And that's our cue to know we're not dealing with reality anymore. That's way too clean. Reality is very sloppy. So there's a little litmus test to know if you're on track.